That's right. Back at it again. Full custom hot dog, baby. We're doing a Blu-ray review. That's right. That's right. Feels like the first one in a while. They always feel like the first one in a while because I don't do them as much as I used to. I'm trying. It's difficult, especially now with this super flu running about. I think all we can do is sort of maintain a sense of normalcy to try to keep going about our daily routine. I think that's kind of the best thing we could do. I mean, not too daily. I'm not saying run out and hit the club, but you know, just try to stay inside as much as you can. But we're going to be talking about Color Out of Space, directed by the great Richard Stanley, who of course we'll talk about here in a bit. But this Blu-ray was released by RLJE Films, formerly Image Entertainment. So it used to be kind of a budget label, and now they released a ton of stuff. Mandy is the most recent one that comes into mind, of course. How could I not mention Mandy in an episode, especially this episode, right? A lot of similarities here and with this film and Mandy. But before we get into the what the film's about, let's talk about the details of the disc itself. So, pretty basic. I mean, this film was shot digitally, so it's going to look and sound good. Also, this release has a 4K Ultra HD disc and a Blu-ray disc. I do not have a 4K player, so I only watch the standard Blu-ray, which of course looks good. I'm actually really curious to see how the 4K release plays. We've also got a making of, which was very good. Very, very good, actually. It has kind of interviews, and they talk with everybody from the producers, the guys being from SpectreVision, and they kind of talk about how they linked up with Stanley, how he had been trying to get this made, but no studio would bite. And of course, SpectreVision comes along, and yes, we would love to have a return of Richard Stanley here. So, you know, there's that. There's some kind of cute stuff with the kid, the little kid, Julian Hillard, who he talks about that Nicolas Cage is a good actor because he was in Into the Spider-Verse, which I thought was pretty funny. Because to everyone else, he's Nicolas Cage, and to this kid, he was in a Spider-Man movie. I thought it was adorable. But yeah, you get talks with everyone. It's a very, very solid behind-the-scenes feature. I wish they were all that good instead of just clips of behind-the-scenes stuff, but it's a very solid making of. You've got some deleted scenes, which nothing really stood out to me here. They really cut a lot of the things that were needed. There are some scenes of Ward, who's the guy who investigates the water. He's at the city hall, and that's probably the most noteworthy one, but you're not really missing out. You've got a photo gallery as well, so a lot of good stuff there. Very solid, though there are no no commentaries, which would be great. Extensive interviews, the Q&A from if you went to the screening when this played theatrically, they showed a Q&A afterward that was with Nick Cage and Richard Stanley, and then some of the other cast joined. That would have been great, because that was those are always cool, especially to see Nicolas Cage in the wild is cool. And Richard Stanley is just as eccentric, if not more eccentric, than Nicolas Cage. So seeing both of these wild figures out in the wild is just, it is interesting, especially their answers to a lot of things. And again, Richard Stanley is a very interesting. So let me rate this before I continue about Richard Stanley. It was just interesting as hell. I'm gonna give this a B- rating. It's got a really good making of, and then everything else is okay. That's all right, but I wish there was a little bit more. It's a new movie. I know there is a special release, I believe, coming from either Germany or the UK, that's supposed to kind of be on par with, again, I'm gonna name Mandy, but the Mandy release that was like 3 vinyls and then discs, just a crazy set, which I really want to get. I'm sort of locking myself down from buying movies right now because of everything that's happening, so I am bummed and window shopping. This is a tough time right now. But yeah, it looks cool. Solid box. The box art looks weird. It doesn't look like Color Out of Space. It's odd. But anyways, So that'll be coming. So anyway, let's talk about the movie Color Out of Space. If you don't know what it's about, IMDb sums it up as a secluded farm is struck by a strange meteorite, which has apocalyptic consequences for the family living there and possibly the world. So Nicolas Cage and his family live on a farm. There's a man who's investigating local water, who's kind of coming around, poking around, doing water tests and everything, and a meteorite lands, and something comes from that meteorite and starts to affect everything around it in various ways. Nicolas Cage's character, Nathan Gardner, is kind of affected, where he just gets more eccentric, which is perfect for Nick Cage. Nick Cage said he took this role because he always liked seeing weird horror performances and wanted to be able to do that, which is odd for him because he kind of does that. But he's very off the rails here. And I think it works for some people. It sort of distracts from the film, but I think it works. At first it was off-putting to me too. Honestly, second watch of this was much better than the first. I liked it the first time, I loved it the second time, and then third time, and so on. It gets better and better. I think part of that for me is the pacing. It starts out kind of slow, and I always, in the theater when I'm watching a slow movie, I'm always kind of like, all right, when's it gonna hit? When's it gonna kick up? And I'm just waiting for that moment when it starts to derail. And this film is very good at being this perfect downward spiral into just insanity, into just all out craziness. Everything sort of falls apart in the wildest ways, and it's a very slow and proper descent until it's over. It's very well done in that regard. So you've got Nicolas Cage as Nathan, and his family is all affected. He has his wife Teresa, who's trying to work from home. Nicolas Cage, by the way, Nathan Gardner, is raising alpacas and drinking alpaca milk. You've got his daughter Lavinia, who is very much into the occult, into Wiccan practices, and has a Necronomicon, which makes for some pretty good scenes, and felt genuine. I feel like a lot of times when they cram things like that into a movie, it feels very ham-fisted, but it felt okay here. You've also got the son, Benny, who is a gamer, rise up, and then you've got Jack, who's just being a little boy, goofing off on a farm. What else would you do? They've got an adorable dog, and Tommy Chong is chilling on their property in like a shack as the wild stoner. I know, very big departure for Tommy Chong, but he's great cast, great everything all around. My only real complaints is there is some dodgy use of CG here, but for the most part, a lot of things look very good. And again, you can get past that and you're going to experience something that not a lot of films do so well. It's such an, like I keep saying, it's this downward spiral, this descent into utter madness, and it's done very evenly and very well. So anyways, thank you all for watching. Oh, by the way, so for any viewers that I know that are kind of regulars here to the channel, I definitely want to extend an invite to you, because I'm trying to do these Saturday night double features. I don't know. I feel like in this time of Corona that maybe it's kind of good for me, at least, and maybe hanging out with other people, to have something to look forward to. So I chop up some movies, I make them look a little gritty, and then we play them with shorts and all kinds of weird stuff. And I'm doing that Saturday nights on my Discord. If you're a regular here, hit me up on Twitter, Full Custom Hot Dog without the last O, because it's just too long for Twitter. Still a new process, so we're kind of ironing it out, and I know Discord's getting hammered, so it wasn't the smoothest on the first movie last Saturday, but then the second one, it went pretty well from what it sounded like. And there's different themes that I'm running and stuff, and I make little hot dog openings and closings. I definitely put in a lot of work and geek out over it, but definitely for anyone that I'm always seeing here on the comments, hit me up on Twitter, and I'd love to have you there. So thank you all for watching. Stay safe. I'm keep trying to do these videos, so until next time.